Harish Mehta, a leadership and business coach, a scarcity to abundance mindset facilitator, adding zeros facilitator, exponential growth facilitator, global speaker, trainer, mentor who loves to influence people. Let's hear it for Mr. Harish Mehta. Good evening and welcome, a very warm welcome, Harish. We welcome you to the PSAI Talk Show.
Thank you, Anupriya. I am blessed, I am proud, and I am delighted to be a part of this great show which you have been hosting. And hats off to the Mumbai chapter team for creating this great talk show where a lot of great people have come from all over the world. Happy and proud to be here today and looking forward to share because you care for professional speakers.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Harish. So I want to understand while I was introducing you and while I was having conversations with you earlier that you were a banker for 20 years. So I am assuming, and it might be true, that you were at the peak of your career, right? So what made you leave it all at the peak of your career and become a coach? Why this transition?
There is a very small story which is called trigger. At any point of time, those triggers will come in your life. Stop playing cricket, become a banker. Leave the bank and start sharing your wisdom to an organization. Grow the organization and now grow the world. So, the point that you asked me, that what made me move to become a speaker? Habits die hard. Speaking in the school assembly, speaking in the college forums, speaking in the bankers forums, both at the local, regional, and the head office level. So speaking became, by choice, honestly speaking, my birthright. As soon as I got hold of that mic, I could see power. So this is how it all started. And today I am blessed to be a part of the Speakers Association of India and having seen my great gurus speaking for 30, 40, 20, 10, 5 years. And that is one also reason that I am here in this job of teaching, speaking, and speaking myself as a profession.
So Harish, I'm very curious, you were a banker. You could have talked about anything in the world, financial stability and stuff like that. And I also understand that you were always surrounded by money, a lot of rich people, I'm sure. So is that why you chose on abundance as your niche? Where did abundance come from? I really want to know that.
Another trigger when you ask this question to me. I've enjoyed a great life. My parents have given me so much from my childhood till the time I joined a bank. And my father was one of the business heads of a great group, the Thapar group. He was heading the finance. So he told me one thing, Beta, you will get a lot of money around you. Don't succumb to it. Anything that you need, we are there. So that was a great point which my father gave me. Of course, he's no more there, but he was an ideal friend, father, guide, and I remember him so much that the values that he taught me went into me. That's why I rose beautifully, much before normal people So the abundance came in recently when I saw there's so much to give. What is stopping me from giving it? Especially in the pandemic. I realized leadership was working on a scarcity mind. I realized they were not ruthless with their communication in meeting their people, their customers, their employees. And that is when I saw the difference between scarcity and abundance. And I chose to teach abundance to people. So that has moved me in the last 18 months since this COVID. And I'm proud to
Wow.
share. I'm proud to share. Abundance means you got to change the way you think, listen, do, and behave.
Wow. That also reminds me of one of your famous one liners, wherein you say that where the focus goes, the energy flows. So
Yes, yes.
and that is something that I have been practicing for the months that I have known you, and it works. It really does work. But talking about abundance, I am also reminded of another one of your programs, which is adding zeros. I want to know more about it, and I'm sure our audience also wants to know more about what does adding zeros, it's what is it all about?
Adding zeros is adding to your life one more zero in terms of value. See, zero is only adding value in terms of your life, business, and profession. So before I say that, I addressed reset your mindset. That is what stops you from adding zeros because scarcity is a mindset. People feel that everything is going to be over. Whereas I believe there is so much to give and there is so much in this universe to share for everybody who is alive on planet Earth. And when I did my law of attraction in 2002, I realized yes, you will only attract more of what you want and less of what you don't want when you know what you want. So the point here is the moment I got to know what I want and I knew it well enough, I realized I had so much to give. And that is where this feeling of abundance came in from scarcity. You can imagine how people say and where do they live in their mind in terms of scarcity. The choices of the words they use. It's not possible. I can't do it. I've never done it. And all those words come to them. Why? Because they have a mind which says scarcity is what they have. And since I mentioned to you, I have always been getting all that I wanted. And I'll share an example. The day I bought a first class ticket for myself when I went to the USA way back in 2010, it was almost 10 times the cost of a normal ticket, about 3 lakh rupees. Yeah.
Okay.
I said, let me buy. And you won't believe the power of the turning left is different than turning right on an aircraft. And that too on the largest plane 380. The moment I entered there, I saw some great people. And when I introduced them, you will not believe I got the money into my account before I came back from USA from 2 coaching assignments.
Wow, that's scarcity to abundance through leadership, ownership, and management, Harish. That's wonderful. So as you talk about flying, I'm reminded that you have met Les Brown and you have trained with him, and you often mention that when you met Les Brown, something changed within you. Would you like to recount that incident with us? I'm sure our audience would be thrilled to listen some first-hand stories about Les Brown.
I will share this story because it's very close to my heart. This changed my me in me. One of my friends invited me to the session in New Delhi, the Achievers Conference.
Okay.
And I flew all the way from Mumbai to Delhi. He gave me the first seat in the Achievers Conference, which was having almost maybe 5 to 6,000 people. I was blessed to be a part of that.
Okay.
And the first speaker of the day was Les Brown.
Wow.
And I was overawed by the occasion. The first day, first show had a lasting effect on me. And during my first 3 hours with him, listening to him, I decided to be one of his prodigies. I made that decision. And I must share with you, what you think is what you become. What you
Absolutely.
think is what you become. I told my friend Suren, I said, Suren, I want to meet him and have a picture. Whatever be the cost, doesn't matter. And I went backstage, met him, and I said, Les, I want to be a part of your team. This was way back in 2014-15. Yeah. I met him again in Bangalore in January end, and I was the only person, maybe another person was there who paid up for his program in USA. So that was the reason. And when he spoke to me in Bangalore, he put his arms around me. He's a tall man. He's a tall man. He put his arms around me and said, Harish, you have a powerful voice. Share your story with the world. And I carry these words every single day. I have stories to share with this world. And then, you know what? I got an opportunity to meet him at his home in Fort Lauderdale,
Wow.
Florida. 5 days with
Wow.
him. Can you imagine that? Amongst 250 speakers from USA and other parts of the world. And when I mentioned in that session to the people, I said, Les, I want to make a confession. He said, go ahead, Harish. I said, Les, I've been using your one-liners for the last couple of years. Please ratify my action. He
Wow.
said, I bless you. You can use whatever you want from what I have. Those
That's a
moments,
large-hearted man speaking. That's a large-hearted man speaking.
those moments still remind me. And today, when I speak about abundance, I see how this man had changed my life, along with some other gurus. Yes, Brad Sugars for business coaching, Michael Lozier for law of attraction, and Marshall Goldsmith, my executive coach. So if you ask
That
me,
goes
I'm
on
blessed.
to say, yeah, that goes on to say a lot about how much you have invested in yourself, and that's so evident in your words. And when you said that, that Les Brown told you that you have a powerful voice. So, Harish, what are your views on, what are your tips for people so that they can find the power of their voice? What are your top 3 tips?
Anupriya, it's all starts with one word: passion. Make your passion your purpose, and make your purpose your power. So this you require persistence, 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 and attention, focus, and energy is coming out of this. And these words I repeat every single day. And when I look myself in the mirror in the night, I say, Harish, were you abundant tonight or did you fail? So all these people have made an impact in my life, and I'm so proud to share that with people, and especially those people who are in this profession of speaking. Speaking is power, speaking is passion, and each one of us has been gifted with this. God has gifted you the power of your voice to share your story with the world. Use it to the hilt and give back to the society, the planet Earth, because you were born to win and you are here to share this with the people. And what better profession than speaking? You know what? When I started speaking in 2010, I used to tell my father, of course, when I mentioned he's no more, I said, Daddy ji, यहाँ बोलने के भी पैसे मिलते हैं. I realized this.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Telling an
I
old man.
realized this. He says, are you sure? I go, yes. So that gave me the opportunity to build on this. And I'm proud to say.
That's wonderful, because you said that persistence, focus, and purpose. So these are the 3 tips for everyone who's looking out to make their voice powerful. I will repeat that: persistence, focus, and purpose for finding your voice. So Harish, when you're talking about persistence, I know that you are a lifelong learner. You never shy away from learning. You have learned with so many gurus. And you told me a story about, what triggered your need for learning formally as a coach. Would you like to share that story with our audience, while I remind our audience that if you have any questions to ask from Harish, because he comes from an abundant background of professional speaking, please put them in the comments. We'll take them up at the end of the show. So yes, Harish, the story about what triggered your need to go for certifications for formal learning as a coach.
I will be very, very honest with all of you. A young 26-year-old girl, I was attending my BNI meeting close to my home here in Powai, Hiranandani, in a small hotel way back in 2012. She said, Harish, you say you are a mentor, you are a coach, you are a trainer. What is your certification? I said, certification? Me? Oh no, that day, that big fat E was flattened. And you know what? I could not sleep the night. I said, this young girl, half my age, and an HR professional had the audacity to ask me. She said, sir, why don't you take a small ICF, a $600 ICF? And that night, I did not sleep. Next day, I got up and Googled the best coaching company in the world. And up comes Action Coach. And up comes a moment where I mentioned in the column, I would like to know more. And I get a call from Brisbane, Australia. And I talked to them. The CEO of Action Coach was in Brisbane. I said, why should I join you? Where are you present in this world? And how many do you have in India? So he said, we are present in USA, in Canada, in Australia, and UK and other countries. I said, what about India? He said, we have only two people in India.
Okay.
So I said, how are they doing? I said, they just joined 6 months back. So I said, I would like to know more. And Anupriya, my first visit in 2012 in March to USA, in May for certification as a business coach, in June to become an executive coach at Action Coach, in September to become a mind map trainer in Singapore, and next year, March, a mind map trainer with Tony Buzan in Dubai. Do
And
you see?
the rest all became history.
And you see the trigger? That one girl,
Right.
she
That
made
one girl
me
who was
invest.
actually the age of the number of years of experience you had.
And
And
that
that's
triggered
so
me.
appreciable.
And you know what?
That's so appreciable.
I must share this abundance part here. I had enough money in the bank. And
Yeah.
both my daughters were growing up and saying, Papa, would you leave some money for our marriage or not? And I over invested, to call it in today's term, more than about 100,000 US dollars. And that was
Wow.
fun that time. Today, as I see those 9 years back, I realize I needed that trigger, that moment. And I don't remember who the girl is. I would like to thank her for doing this for me and bringing that shift in me. I'm so proud. And then
And
Robin Sharma, Bob
that's
Proctor,
also
a lot
your
of great people.
humility. That's also your humility, Harish, that you were humble enough to take that in your stride and you are what you are today. So that's a lesson for each one of us. That's a lesson for each one of us that
Wherever she
everything
is.
is meant, it was meant to be, and you took it in your stride. So that's wonderful. So let's now talk about PSAI, Harish. How
Yeah.
did PSAI happen? How did you come? Because you were already speaking, I understand that. So how did PSAI happen for you?
I was speaking on law of attraction. I was doing coaching. I was doing mentoring. When I came back from USA after attending Les Brown program, being certified as a speaker coach, I came to know I have a dear friend who is also a part of this, who was the president of the Mumbai chapter before me, Brigadier Sushil Basin, a dear friend of mine.
Right. Right.
And the first meeting happened in 2019 in Chennai. And he called me, Harish, where are you? I said, I'm getting my younger daughter married here in this Raigad, in close to Pune,
Pune,
in a
right.
Haveli. Yeah.
The
There's a
Raigad Fort, the
Haveli.
Raigad Fort.
Yeah. Some
Yes.
fort I am getting it. So he said,
Yes.
when can you come? We are having this conference here. I said, I can't come. He said, then you become a member and send me this 9,600 rupees into this account. So I went, came back to Bombay and deposited that instrument into the account, though I could not attend the first meeting, but I was there. And rest, when he came back and I found he and me together, and then we got Subramaniam, my dear friend, who taught me the John Maxwell leadership game. He's my guru there. He insisted on me, and another visit to USA, and another 7 days with some great people in Orlando. So it was fun. And that's how it goes. So when we came back, we set it up, and today you all know Professional Speakers Association of India, Mumbai, Delhi, and Chennai, and also Hyderabad and Bangalore. And we are going to open a couple of new chapters in 2021. Looking forward.
So, Harish, we have a question from an audience. So, Rama Prasad Srinivasan from the Chennai chapter, he wants to ask a question. How easy or difficult it was for you to change from a banker mindset to a learner? And how do you manage this appetite to learn all the time?
Ram Prasad, you want an honest confession? The moment I entered Las Vegas room for learning with Brad Sugars for my business coaching on the 12th of May 2012, he said, Harish, remove your clothes of being a CEO, a banker, or an industrialist. When you enter the room, you are going to learn to become a coach. And that was the turning point that I let go of my robe of being a banker, being an influencer, and became learning those 11 days with Brad. And you know what? Brad told me, you are going to be $1 million coach. Can you imagine that? That those rings, those bells still ring on my ears. And you know how much is his net worth? His net worth is $500 million. And he just
Wow,
completed his 50th year. And I was blessed
that's
to be with
beyond
him.
imagination.
And the way he has built his palatial house in Las Vegas, invited us for 4 times. It's worth seeing. I'll share with you. That's there on a lot of channels, but I'll share with you. So,
Sure,
you know
sure. Do
what?
share that with
Come on,
me. Yes.
Anupriya, I want to share this with you. He taught me the story of dream, goal, plan, action, results. Dream, goal, plan, action, results. And the moment he said you capture your dream, plan. The moment you plan, you set your goals. The moment you set your goals, you take action. And when you take action, you get the results you want. Yes, you got to unlearn to learn and learn what is relevant at that moment. And today, I'm proud to say and happy that I can share that. And I don't need a PPT. The PPT is all here.
Absolutely. We all are witness to that, that your PPT is always here. You have that abundance of knowledge also, because I understand that you live up to your philosophy of unlearn, learn, and teach. And that teach cements your knowledge. That teach cements your passion and your knowledge. So we have another question by Narendra. And he asks, what are the challenges you had to face at the start of the speaking career?
Narendra, I want to share with you in 1980, when I joined the bank at Fort Branch, opposite the Kala Ghoda, that's what we call it in Bombay. I had the proud privilege of going to Nazareth Speakers Academy. And I learned the nuances of standing in front of a podium, writing the script, reading the script, practicing the script. And this was, when? Every Saturday for 6 months. Post 2 o'clock, 3 to 5, every Saturday, I was learning speaking because it triggered me that I need to address these managers, general managers one day. And it was so very good. Mrs. Nazareth and Mr. Nazareth, both of them are not there on planet Earth today. They were 60s that time. So I am blessed to have learned the nuances of speaking, and only at a small fees of 650 rupees per month that time. This
Wow.
is 1980. I don't know whether you were born there or not, but yes, it
No, I
was.
wasn't.
Yeah, it is one thing I learned, that you can learn. And also, I did my certification as a banker, both at the Indian Institute of Bankers as well as the Association of Bankers London in the first 2 years. 1982, I was a certified banker, a certified associate, Institute of Bankers London. And in 3 years, I became a branch manager and the youngest chief manager. And then it
That's
was
that's a
bliss, you must
wonderful
say.
journey. That's a wonderful journey. And we have one question from the president of PSAI. That's Neerja Singh, and she asks, "What is your one life lesson you would like to share with the younger generations?" Yes, she's a cross generation peace ambassador and a speaker. So that is the question she has. What is that one life lesson you want to share with the younger generation?
Nirja, just one word. Find your focus, live your focus, and ask yourself, what is my purpose on planet Earth? And chase it in this life. Your purpose, your passion is your power. When it goes focus and perseverance and persuasion with hard work, you get to that zone where you need to listen, learn, and earn. So, when you listen more, you learn more, and when you learn more, you earn more. My request to my young children is start listening and focus on what you want. Decide. So, here my famous one liner, it is in your moments of decision that you design your destiny.
So
It
the
is in your
three
moments of
Ds.
decision that you
The
design
big
your
three
destiny.
Ds.
So write down who you are, what do you want, and how soon. Don't make it someday, any day. Write the date and time when you want to realize that dream, and it's waiting for you to happen.
And that's a hardcore action coach speaking to you with his philosophy of 3 Ds: decision, design, and destiny. And we have another question from Chandar Sharma from Delhi. And he asks, what could be one way forward? So he's talking about action for aspiring speakers to put their foot in the global arena. So, yes, we all want to leverage from your global experience, Harish, and that's the question for you.
Thank you, Chandraji. Get to that one point which you want to share with the world. That one agenda which I have chosen, help people move from scarcity to abundance in their mindset. And the shift is required. So if you ask me what one thing they need to do, find that one word which is going to trigger them to move them inside. And then practice, practice, practice. Those 100 centuries did not come to Sachin sitting at home. Don't 100 centuries did not come to or will not come to Virat Kohli sitting at home. You have to practice hard, play in all the arenas, be it your local gully, be it your club, be it your city, be it your state, be it the country, be it the world. And one word, as you keep consistently doing, this belief in you becomes bigger than you. This belief in you becomes bigger than you. And when the belief sets in, your mindset shifts. And then your mindset shifts, you look at your Mount Everest. I've been sharing this for the last 15 days. 27th of May 1953, when Edmund Hillary reached his Mount Everest. Each one of you who's listening to me, write your Mount Everest today. And as I
Wonderful.
mentioned earlier, in life, you get what you want when you know what you want.
So,
So
for the
write it down.
audience,
and you will
I'm
get it.
sorry, please continue. Yes, please go ahead. Go ahead.
Write it down, chase this dream, and the miracle is waiting to happen. So, for speakers, if you need to make most of your life, choose to speak. Because remember, for half an hour, people get paid thousands of dollars worldwide. This is the only profession other than golf for one person, or tennis, which pays you that amount of money. Yes, 100,000, 150,000, 10,000. There are a lot of speakers with 10,000, 25,000 for that 30, 60, 90 minutes. And I am privileged to say I've done the 7,000 figure. And I am proud to share that I'm going to sign up another one in the next 3 days for a speaking assignment with the organization. Same reset your mindset for their 16-member team, and then coaching them on this process of personal development to fulfill their dreams and
That's a
organizational excellence.
that's a big congratulations then. I'm so excited to hear about this achievement
Great day.
because it gives all of us youngsters hope that if you practice enough and if you're consistent enough, you will make it there. And we have another question. And Rama Prasad again, asks you that did you regret at any point of time that you could have started your speaking career earlier than when you actually did? I am
Rama
actually
Prasad,
doubtful.
Rama Prasad, I want to share with you. Those triggers in life will come. Either you will bury them or you will take charge of those triggers and say, yes, I can, yes, I will, and yes, I am. So when I was moved from Mumbai to Ghaziabad, I decided, do I deserve it? And it took me only 2.5 months to resign. Can you believe that? A career in banking where I could have led the bank in the next 4 or 5 years. I quit it overnight. I said, if this is the way you look at me, I look at you differently. And I must share, I didn't sit at home for a day. The moment people came to know that I have left the job, 3 people called me, Hariji, I would like you to join us. And
Excellence in
it is
action.
just because of this trigger. And when I got that people are busy making money without looking after the customer, when I was with the lifestyle brand for 10 years, I chose to leave. I said, I have to give it more to the people. So those triggers will come in your life. Could be earlier, could be later, or could be never. But whenever it comes, pick it up and believe in yourself and keep walking ahead. Don't look back, and please, please, please don't call those people who you are engaging with for the last 10 years, 5 years, 3 years, because you have to create a new you. And it took
So
me
I
a
have
while.
one more question. So I have one last question. We are running towards the end of the show. As a president of the Mumbai chapter of PSAI, and it's one of the largest chapters of the entire scheme of Professional Speakers Association of India, what is that one moment or memory that you cherish the most?
I would like to mention here that last year, the day I decided that things were not happening the way it should happen, and I spoke, and within a few days, I took charge. And when we challenged ourselves for the summit, I saw that there is so much to give, and now it's been almost a year, June last year and June now. I'm so happy and proud to be a part of this team, lead from behind, give full freedom to the team to create something new every week, every fortnight, every month. I am so happy and proud and appreciate the way this whole thing has evolved. And we have been growing month on month. I don't want to name anybody. I want to name all those 45 people, which will take me 45 minutes. But each one of them was responsible for taking us on this path of growing together and learning together. And today, as we complete 1 year in this process and second and 2.5 years as PSAI, we see that there is so much to give to this community of professional speakers. And yesterday we saw it when global presidents had come to India. I'm so thankful for their visit. And my dear friend and president of the India chapter, Nirja, the way she conducted the whole session, so very proud of her.
Yes.
And I'm
So that's
so
that's
happy.
that's an update. That's an update for our audience that yesterday we commenced the first PSAI global chat wherein presidents from 5 other countries had come in and they were in a conversation in a panel discussion with our president Nirja Singh. So Harish sir, as we are running towards the end of the show, I have another section for you which I can't miss because that's the fun part, and that's the rapid fire questions. And for the audience benefit, Harish sir has no clue what I am going to ask. And these are all fun questions. Harish sir, you have to answer in one word. Uh, the most dialed number on your phone.
Ah, I don't make many phone calls. So it could be my younger daughter because I
Number
want her to
one.
visit me every day.
Wow.
So she's the
Who,
Srishti.
told, who takes longer to get ready, you or the missus?
Oh, I am ready once she's done and she waits for me to have a shower, come back and dress up because I take less time, but I can't wait and I'm ready to sit in the car. So I'm impatient because once
Mountains,
I'm ready, I want to sit.
mountains,
Come again.
mountains or beaches? Your favorite
Uh,
holiday destinations, mountains or beaches?
yeah, the other day I was reminded it's been almost 11 years that I haven't been to Switzerland. All the seven peaks which we conquered then. Conquered means went to. By I don't mean climbing. We went to all the seven peaks in 2000. I want to do that again. And I have a client who's got principals in Switzerland. So I told them at the first available opportunity, I want to go and give a session to your
So you
principals
are
in
clearly a
Switzerland.
mountains person. You are clearly a mountains person, Harish. One last message for aspiring professional speakers today. One last message.
How can I forget my guru, Les Brown? I need to mention this to all those aspiring speakers who are listening and who would listen to the recording. Number one, when you're speaking, make sure that your audience discovers something from you. So the D is discover. Number two, the audience should be able to see and get inspired by your talk, by the message that you're giving in those 5, 7, 10 minutes, half an hour. So, number one is discover. Number two, inspired. Number three, surprised. They should be surprised that you went up and fell in your story. And finally, how you rose to become the person you have become today. they should take it to your heart. And if these four words, D, I, S, and T, take it to your heart, if they can take it, that means you have left a message, you have left an impression on the audience. It could be one on one, it could be 10, it could be 100. I have spoken maximum to 700 people. Army background in a place called Belgaum, and that's been my best so far. 3, 4, 500 I've done lots, but 700 NGOs and other people, NCO, whatever they call, and commandants and brigadiers. So that was a great opportunity for me to share. And you know what? Please discover your voice. Please. My friend Anand has got a powerful voice. Discover your voice and share your story with the world. Inspire them and make sure that those people who are listening to you are not only inspired, motivated, but influenced by you. And influence is one word which you need to create on the world to make an impact. And you are all born to make an impact on planet Earth. And no better profession than, my friends, than speaking and being paid to speak. What more do you want? But remember, practice, practice, practice. It takes 10,000 hours to master any activity. And mastery requires discipline, intensity, and regular, every single day, you need to keep practicing that.
That's wonderful. So I would like to summarize these points as discover what your audience want and then practice your story, reach out to their hearts. And that's a wonderful message that we will conclude today's conversation with. And my apologies for this unexpected power snag. So for a minute, there was a power snag. And that's why my network went off. Apologies to the audience and to you, Harish. And thank you so much for being such a wonderful guest, sharing your pearls of wisdom. And I have to say that I am privileged to have a conversation with you in such a candid manner, because I just reckoned that I am younger than the years of experience that you have in this world. So thank you so much, Harish, for being here today. And for our audience, you can always follow Harish on Facebook or LinkedIn and get your queries answered, especially around coaching, around action decisions, and professional speaking. Thank you so much, Harish.
Is your business sustainable, predictable, stable, consistent, and has an emotional connect? Happy to serve you, teach you the 5 disciplines for exponential growth. You as a leader and your leadership team, how aligned are you?